Hello, gamers. Today, controls. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open up our player controller script. So if we go ahead to our scripts folder, double click player controller, this is going to bring up the script that last time we did the super interesting thing where we had the player zoom across the screen. We're going to start off by bringing in, and we go here. This is, if you're accessing these video controls, it's going to be below here. We're going to copy this and we're going to paste this at the top of our script. Okay. Now this is going to bring in sort of like pre-built Unity assets, pre-built like Unity scripts that's going to help us kind of do simple things. This is the idea that like Unity has built-in things that we can use, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So like one of the things that we'll be using is the input system. Unity knows that, like players like to control characters, they like to play a game, so they have a way to basically take whatever the user inputs, be it a controller, a keyboard, a mouse, whatever, and they have a pre-built system that's going to use that. So these are what are like basically import statements that are going to bring in different pre-built Unity assets. We're going to go ahead then and we're going to create a public variable right below where it says public class, okay, right below this squiggly bracket. And we'll talk about squiggly brackets in a bit, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to say public input action, okay, and move action. So just and then a semicolon. Heads up, capital I input, capital A action, capital M for move action, capital A in action. Okay, so that is one thing. Like it matters in terms of it is case sensitive. All right, and then the next thing we're going to do is on start. We're going to say move action dot enable, and then semicolon again. All right, and let's go to our Unity editor. Make sure there's no problems. Nice. Okay, so now we go to our player character, and we're going to see now we have something new. So this is like getting back to our script here. Anything that is public, okay, when it comes to a variable, or in this case here, it's going to be a variable that's pointing to an item called move action. Anything you see that's public, it's going to appear over here like in the Unity editor. And that's the beauty of Unity, is that it combines coding with things in the editor. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to map our move actions to our like keyboard in this case. You could also do WASD, but anyways. So this is all new stuff we hear. We're going to say here where it says like action type, we're going to keep this as value, okay, because we're going to be passing a number to it. Like it's going to be eventually like, we can add like joystick support or controller support. So this is going to basically pass a bigger value the harder you press. The control type, we're going to keep to this, okay? And then let's go here to we're going to go here to plus, and then we're going to do here to add up, down, right, forward, backward composite. All right. For the type, we are going to set this to, I just double clicked on that where it said composite type. We're going to set this to 2D vector, okay? Because remember, this is a 2D game. So taking that from the top, we went ahead, we clicked on the plus button, and we did add, up, down, left, right, forward, backward composite, okay? All right, so anyways, up, well, let's go ahead and double click on this. And we're going to say here where it says path, we could specify something, or we can just click on the listen button and then press the up key and then double click on where it says up arrow. Okay, let's do the same thing for down. Path, listen, press the down button on our keyboard. Left, double click, path, listen, left. Same thing for right, path, listen, right. All right, so now we have mapped all of our keys so that it's basically going to capture using a 2D vector. So 2D vectors are going to contain X and Y information. So going back to in terms of our player character, we look at it in terms of this transform model as I move it along the X axis, the Y axis. Okay, so vectors, a vector would include, a vector 2D would include information about the X axis and the Y axis. Vectors can also contain z-axis stuff, but we're not using that for a 2D game. Cool. Let's go back to our code. So now this is pretty wild stuff. Okay, so we are going to be really rewriting a lot of this. So we're going to go here and where it says vector2 position, we're going to call this move. We're going to go ahead and for this equal sign, we're going to say here move action dot read value, and then it's going to be the brackets. This would be to the right of the letter M, and then to the left of the question mark button on our keyboard. So Shift and then open bracket, and we're going to say here capital V vector 2 close bracket, and then we're going to put open parenthesis close parenthesis, and then make sure there's a semicolon at the bottom. What that's going to be doing is that is going to be reading from our move action. Okay, there's move action right there. It's going to be reading the information it gets from the keyboards. Okay, so in terms of what direction is the player basically pressing. Okay, and then let's go ahead here and let's update our position. So we're going to go ahead here and we're going to say here vector 2 position. Wait, I got to make sure I'm spelling position right. POSITION equals, and then we're going to say here, I'm going to just type this. Want to do open parenthesis, vector 2, and then we're going to say here transform dot position, POS, plus move multiplied. Now, this is going to be shift and 8 to get that like kind of asterisk there. 0.1 F semicolon. Okay. What is this doing? It's basically taking this current position, okay, wherever the user is, it's going to add whatever move is and multiply that by a positive 0.1. And then it's going to update whatever position has been updated to whatever the user's going to be set to. Okay. So let's save that and let's test it. Okay. Go here to plus. Oh, and it's still super fast, but the most important thing is this, is I'm going to press right and up together. See how it's moving diagonally? This is usually sort of something, oh, I lost my guy. This is usually something that takes a lot when it comes to programming to make that happen. But with Unity's new move system, as far as new input system, it's super easy. Wish you the best of luck. Good stuff.